Welcome to this segment of the program. As you already know, Inuagata no Sakai is still my name, and our conversation this morning is still on the series, The Wit of Emotional Intelligence. The wit, W-I-T, the wit of emotional intelligence. You know, emotional intelligence is a hybrid smartness of being able to effectively manage your emotion, and also the smartness of being able to manage other people's emotions, especially in the workplace. You know, you need to know how to manage your emotions, and then also be able to manage the emotions of your superiors, of your subordinates, of your direct report, and of your colleagues and other stakeholders that interfaces with the system. The wit of emotional intelligence. And our focus this morning is 5 strategic ways to manage workplace emotions. 5 strategic ways to manage workplace emotions. Now, for you to successfully manage the emotion of other people, you need to have effectively managed your own emotion. That is why emotional intelligence, EI, is the intelligence, the hybrid intelligence of being able to effectively manage your emotions and also manage the emotions of those working with you. The extent to which you are able to manage the emotions of your colleagues or of other people largely depends on the extent to which you are able to effectively manage your own emotions. This is just so key. And today, like I said, the focus is 5 strategic ways to manage workplace emotions, especially as it relates to managing the emotions of others. You know, the last time we looked at how you can handle your own emotions. Now, the number 1 strategic way to manage workplace emotion is for you to avoid a Mr. Know-it-all and a Mr. No-error attitude. Avoid a Mr. Know-it-all and Mr. No-error attitude. You know, there are some persons that because of their overtime experiences, you know, they get to a level where they feel that they are error-proof, they are mistake-proof. Now, before you got to that level that even gave you that kind of psychology, there were times you made a lot of mistakes. And the person that was coaching you or mentoring you, the person that was leading you, you know, those people, they were patient to allow you to make your mistakes, and then you learn from those mistakes. And today, you have become a better person. But you should avoid this, you know it all, and you are this error-proof kind of person. This kind of mindset and perspective will enable you, you know, to take it easy with those that you are also leading and those that are working with you. It will help you to be patient with them. Now, no matter what you know, it is still just an aspect. You know, a wise man says, we know in part. You know, it's still a part that you know. And that, you know, kind of perspective and orientation will give you, you know, that help you to portray the attributes of being patient with those that you are leading, being patient with those that you are also, you know, trying to take to the next level. Because, like I said, somebody was patient with you. People were patient with you. And so you need to avoid the Mr. Know-it-all and Mr. No-error attitude. Then the second way to manage emotion in the workplace is to avoid, this is very important, avoid pulling the triggers of your colleagues. Avoid pulling your colleagues' triggers. Now, your colleagues' triggers are those things that set them off, those things that irritate them, those things that put them off. You know, those things that make them angry, let's be more direct, those things that make them feel uneasy. Now, over time that you have been working with them, you have come to understand that, oh, this kind of situation, or this kind of language, or this kind of words, you know, sets my colleagues off. It makes them angry. You know, it makes them to behave in a way that, you know, you wouldn't want to see. So with this in mind, just make sure that you don't intentionally pull those triggers. Don't intentionally set out to make them angry. This must be avoided if you are to, you know, effectively manage workplace emotions as it relates to managing the emotion of those working with you. Don't set out to offend them. Don't pull their trigger. You know what irritates them. You know what puts them off. You know what makes them feel uneasy. Don't intentionally pull those triggers, because pulling those triggers means that, you know, you are igniting negative energy. And negative energy in the system is not good for productivity, it's not good for performance, it's not even good for you as a person that is pulling off this trigger. So avoid pulling your colleagues' triggers. This is so important. Then the third one, avoid unhealthy micromanaging. Unhealthy micromanaging is a situation whereby, you over-supervise. Now, you have the responsibility to put your people through. Very important, very key. You put them through, you guide them, you instruct them, you teach them, you mentor them. Now, having done all this over time, it gets to a level whereby you need to give them free hand. Giving them this free hand to operate will help them to build self-confidence. And that self-confidence will go a long way to also help them to help you, especially when your physical presence, especially in your absence, when your physical presence is not available. It is very, very important for you to be able to build the capacity of your people to a level whereby in your absence, they can still execute the tasks, they can still do the job. This is so important. And one way you can effectively do that is to avoid unhealthy micromanaging. Because too much micromanaging, over supervision, will mount pressure on the emotion and the psychology of these people that you are leading. And that will affect their self-esteem, it will affect their self-confidence, it will affect their morale negatively. And you don't want people with deflated self-esteem, with deflated self-confidence working in the organization or working in your system. But the journey will have to start from you, making sure that you avoid unhealthy micromanaging. Avoid too much supervision. This is so key. Then the fourth one, listen to respond from inside gained, not keeping silent to later pour out your venom. Now, listening enriches the quality of your response. There is difference between listening and keeping silent. Now, if you are listening with the mind to gain clarity on perspective. You are listening with the mind to, get to understand and glean what the speaker is saying, what your colleague is saying, so that you can respond based on what he or she has said. But there are some people, they are keeping quiet. Doesn't actually imply that they are listening. Many of them just keep quiet to pour out their venom later, to express, the mindset that they just want to bring to the table. But when you listen with that mindset to glean insight, so that when you are responding, you respond based on that insight, that glean, and then at the end of the day, it will be a win-win situation for everybody. Then the fifth one, which is the concluding one this morning, always show concern. There is an old saying that people don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care. Now, one way you can show care in the work environment is for you to learn to read non-verbal cues. Just like Joseph, in the prison, he saw the body language of his fellow prisoners, and he went ahead to ask them some questions on what is going on. Learn to know when people are sad. Learn to know when your team members are not so happy. Then just take them aside, speak with them, talk to them, and this will go a long way, to arouse positive emotion in them, and it will positively impact productivity. This is so key. I believe that lots of value have been added to you today, and I know you want to reach me, and that is why my phone numbers have been right there on the screen. It's 08066865060. I take that again, 08066865060. The second one is there as well. It's 08052929120. I'll be seeing you next week, Wednesday. And when I return, I will remain the amiable. Inuagata no Sahai. God bless you.
All right.